Thank you so much for joining us today. Today's briefing is titled V12 and Ransomware, Capitalize on Veeam's Enhanced Ransomware Protection and Recovery. Today I have a few experts on the line with me. First up, I have Chris Spencer. He is the Senior Director of Product Marketing. I have Misha Rangel, who is the Director of Enterprise Product Marketing. I have Laura Maniscalco, who is a Senior Product Marketing Manager, and she is an expert in VCSP. And then we have myself, and my name is Amanda O'Neill. So here's a quick highlight of the agenda and what we're going to cover today. Chris is going to start us off, and he is going to talk about Veeam Data Platform, specifically the Premium Edition, and how the Premium Edition can help you in your enterprise sales for those larger customers. And then Misha's going to cover everything ransomware, all the new ransomware enhancements in V12, and then also our brand new Veeam Ransomware Recovery Warranty. And then I'll take it back, and I'm going to talk about our ransomware competency program. We just recently released competency programs for our Veeam resellers, so very excited about that. And then I'm going to pass it off to Laura, who is going to cover BAS and DRAS and how our VCSP partners can leverage that against ransomware or for ransomware protection. And then I'll take it back and I'll talk about some of the resources that we have available for you around Veeam Data Platform and ransomware. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to Chris, and he's going to get us started.
All right, excellent. Thanks, Amanda. Chris Spencer here, Senior Director of Product Marketing for our Veeam platform. Let's go to the next slide and talk about outages and data loss. And they are an unfortunate reality in today's world. That's why customers are coming to us for assistance and working with you as their trusted partner. In the past few years, we've seen many new IT challenges: a pandemic, a move to remote working, an ever-increasing threat of ransomware attacks, a move to more and more cloud solutions. And one thing's for certain, the challenges that IT organizations today they face are just getting more complex, more broad, more global, and more challenging. And the numbers here are pretty staggering. We see 85% of companies have experienced at least one ransomware attack in the past year. Many of them, and most in fact, have experienced multiple. Companies are maintaining hybrid and multi-cloud environments, yet 95% of them are quite concerned about their cloud security. That means they're running workloads in the public cloud, but they're not necessarily protecting them, and they don't know how secure the data that's in that public cloud is today. And to top things off, data recovery is a painful process. 82% of companies use manual processes to recover their data after an outage. We're going to talk a little bit about how the manual processes are fine for a small business, but for a large business, this is something that isn't very easy for individuals to handle unless they have a solution in place. When we go to the next slide, we'll see that data resilience is really harder than it needs to be. We've got growing infrastructure complexity, moves to and from clouds and across multiple clouds, moves back on premises, increasing cyber threats. And all of this stuff is time consuming. Manual processes eat up time in our customers' lives. And when data losses occur, unfortunately, the teams are not as confident as they should be in their ability to recover and to achieve true data resilience. It's our job here to help them out with that. And last but not least, backup and recovery is critical, and it's not enough anymore. Veeam is well known for backup and recovery. Veeam's well known for having the best solution in the market. But there are additional capabilities that are critical for large businesses so that they can achieve business resilience. And sometimes these capabilities aren't as visible to customers. They don't know what else Veeam is doing. So we just want to reiterate that backup and recovery is great, but sometimes backup and recovery alone isn't enough. We'll talk about that a little bit more, but let's talk about how Veeam is positioned as the enterprise leader in the data protection space. Let's go to the next slide. We've seen lots and lots of information, and you've heard us talk about this, about how Veeam is the enterprise leader, over 6 years recognized as the leader in ability to execute in the leader quadrant in the Gartner backup and recovery Magic Quadrant. We offer a truly global operation in over 180 countries. We've had over $1 billion in annual recurring revenue for over 3 years, and each year we're growing at double digits every single year. And we have a giant install base. Our customers are huge. But the one thing we want to point out is Veeam's not just a small business customer. You know, over 54% of our revenue comes from large businesses who are running thousands of virtual machines, thousands of Microsoft 365 users, thousands of cloud deployments, and this just grows and grows. So suffice it to say that Veeam is an enterprise grade data protection solution. That's what we do. Not to mention that Veeam surpassed over 1 million installations of our flagship product in 2022, showing the breadth of customers who trust us to protect their precious data. So next, we're going to pivot to how Veeam are addressing these enterprise needs with our latest updates to packaging. So here you'll see what many people call a marketecture slide, but this is what we're presenting ourselves as the Veeam data platform. And you're going to see some common themes here. You're going to see at the top, we offer secure backup and fast recovery. This is the foundation of what we've been doing for over 16 years. You see proactive monitoring and analytics, and you see at the top level of that stack, proven recovery orchestration. We're going to talk about what that means and why it's important. We provide organizations with data resiliency, with truly native backup solutions for their hybrid cloud. And we want to stress hybrid cloud here because we know so many customers aren't just on-prem anymore. So many customers aren't just using one cloud. There's a hybrid solution and it ebbs and flows all the time. Many times they may be with Azure, they may be with AWS, they may be with Google, they may be in multiple colos. Data is all over the place. We help those customers to protect the data they need by integrating seamlessly with those cloud providers, AWS, Azure, and Google. We offer those native backup solutions and application mobilities for Kubernetes. We also have integrations with some of the most data-intensive SaaS workloads like Microsoft 365 and Salesforce. And we do this in a truly hybrid fashion that helps customers no matter where they are in their ecosystem, whether on-premises, in the cloud, or consuming as a service. But let's talk about the Veeam Data Platform and really what it is. So here's where we're going to introduce Veeam Data Platform and the packages that are offered. The platform combines the best of what Veeam offers in new packaging that brings to life the added benefits in an easy to consume fashion. What you see here is a simple offering that packages the platform into a good, better, best model. That best model sits at the top as the premium, and you see that big new tag. It in fact is a new solution, and you can see it offers the backup recovery, the monitoring and alerts and analytics, and the recovery orchestration you saw on the previous marketecture slide. It's a simple offering that should be easier for partners like yourselves to help sell and offer those capabilities to the end customer. The name is Veeam Data Platform, and it's offered in 3 primary packaging offers. The foundation is the good. You see at the bottom that includes the product that we all well know as Veeam Backup and Replication. Advanced is the next level, that's the better, and it includes that backup and recovery and the monitoring and alerts. And the premium, as we mentioned before, that is the top tier of this. And you see that the recovery orchestration is supported by our underlying product, Veeam Recovery Orchestrator. So we're packaging this in a way that we're trying to simplify customers' confusion so that they don't have to think about, well, what is backup and replication? What's Veeam One? What's Recovery Orchestrator? What's Veeam Availability Suite? What's Essentials? All of those names were what helped us get to where we are, but we wanted to simplify this so that it's a lot easier to articulate value to those customers. For those of you who've been familiar with Veeam, can we go back to the previous slide? Familiar with Veeam, you may be quick to note that the package called Foundation is what we used to sell as Veeam Backup and Replication. And the one titled Advanced is what we used to call Veeam Availability Suite. So those names are being shelved for now, and we're moving forward with the new packaging names: Veeam Data Platform, Foundation, Advanced, and Premium. We also, as you see at the bottom, we have extensions that add on capabilities for Kubernetes, Microsoft 365, and Salesforce. Those three can be consumed separately or standalone. Before we go to the next slide, I want to talk a little bit about the premium tier and why premium. Why is it important, and why did we offer this new tier? Well, organizations need to be able to not only back up and do those manual recoveries, they need observability to see what's going on in their environment. They need the ability to be notified of problems, notified of malware incidents, notified if their backups don't complete in time, notified if they're about to run out of storage, notified and alerted of problems that exist in their environment. That is key for many large businesses. Next, they need a recovery plan that's documented for compliance, that's tested for validation, and it's automated for speed. As mentioned before, recovering 1 or 2 VMs manually is pretty easy, but recovering 5,000 VMs, that is a monumental task that, when faced with a ransomware incident or a cybersecurity incident, is going to take days and weeks to do. So that's where the monitoring and orchestration of this premium edition is really going to bring huge value to our customers. And I'll end on this with a question that you can use to more effectively sell this. How can customers ensure business resiliency to their senior leadership team? Without a tested, documented, and one-click recovery solution, they can't prove how quickly they can recover. And the premium package brings all of these monitoring and testing and documentation features into light, into vision, so that they can provide their leadership team the guarantee, the compliance, and showed proof that we have a recovery plan, we've tested it, it's ready to go. This is it. This is Veeam Data Platform. So we're trying to make it simple, remove some confusing names, confusing add-ons of suites and packages and bundles into one solution called the Veeam Data Platform, as you see here. So let's go to the next slide. And this is what you're going to be seeing a lot going forward. Veeam keeps businesses running. This is our mantra, and it's what we do. Offering data security, data recovery, and data freedom to our powerful enterprise customers. You'll see these pillars in our messaging and collateral going forward. These are 3 pivotal and clear pillars that articulate our value proposition to our customer base. You've no doubt heard of the version 12 release. We had the general availability announcement of our flagship products on February 14th, Valentine's Day, as a live event, which saw the largest attendance of any event in Veeam history. We're quite proud of that. Some other things happened as well. We've also released updates to our Veeam Recovery Orchestrator, version 6, Veeam Backup for Google Cloud, version 4, and updates for our Veeam Backup for AWS and Azure are all coming in March this month. So all of these items that are mentioned are available inside the Veeam Data Platform. As we sell the Veeam Data Platform, all of those capabilities, the cloud, the virtual, the physical, the NAS, the enterprise apps, they're all included. That's also the benefits of the platform. So let's take a look at some of the major capability enhancements that are shown here. There's a lot here, so we encourage you, if you didn't attend the live event on February 14th, you can watch it recorded. But here are some of the features that aren't just in that base product that you know of as Veeam Backup and Replication, but what we're showing here, these are the benefits of the entire platform. So let's start off on the left side. Data security. As we mentioned previously, that is a key pillar. We need to make sure that customers can ensure their data is secure. So with the releases we mentioned before, a lot of benefits are included in this version 12, including direct to object storage. So customers can do the backups directly to that object storage target. No longer do they need to have that as a secondary move or copy. Next, secure access. So from a security perspective, adding multi-factor authentication helps prevent unauthorized access and allows for change tracking to be enabled. So basically, we give the right people access to the right stuff, and unless they have those credentials, they don't get access. Last but not least, and there's much more, but Azure immutability. There's been a lot of folks who've been waiting for Azure object level immutability. We're now offering that with our solutions, so that we can have immutability immediately for those Azure Blob storage targets. All right, let's go to the center here, data recovery. So what good is backup if you can't recover? So a lot of benefits are included here, including fast response to cyber attacks, enterprise grade management. So you have improved views for your recovery time objective and recovery point objectives, reliable low RPO disaster recovery as a service, continuous data protection for our service provider partner audience. And last but not least, data freedom. So for data freedom, it means a lot of things, but basically that data freedom means customers have the power to choose. As a software defined and hardware and cloud agnostic provider, Veeam is all about giving customers the power to choose. The power to choose where their data lives, where their data is backed up, without any lock-in to appliance, without any lock-in to cloud. And the features that we've included here are expanded cloud backups, so backing up our cloud integrated agents, additional capabilities with AWS, as well as Azure and Google, cloud recovery orchestration. So one of the things that those of you who are familiar with Orchestrator may know that it works well with VMware, but now it also orchestrates directly to cloud for Microsoft Azure. We can also orchestrate Windows and Linux physical workloads to any VM, as well as to the Microsoft Azure cloud. And last but not least, multi-cloud visibility. So going back to that visibility that's offered in the advanced and the premier bundles, we can offer additional visibility to your cloud workloads, all here in the Veeam data platform. So this is just a tiny snapshot of the over 500 updates that were included in that version 12 release, version 12 announcement. But there were some other really interesting things included as well. And at this point, I'm going to pass it over to my teammate, Misha Rangel, to talk a little bit more about ransomware and one of the cool features that we introduced in our announcement.
Thanks, Chris. So I'm here today to talk to you about our new ransomware recovery warranty. But before I do, let me share just a few stats. So Chris spoke about this stat earlier, but I wanted to reiterate it just because it's so alarming and I think sobering. So 85% of companies have experienced at least one ransomware attack in the past year, according to our new 2023 Veeam Data Protection Trends report. In addition to that, ransomware attacks are not easy to recover from. Typically, it takes between 1 to 2 weeks on average before data is restored. On top of that, many companies feel like that the fastest route to recovery is just paying the ransom. And unfortunately, only 19% of companies who have experienced a ransomware attack were able to recover and get their data back without paying the ransom. So here at Veeam, we aspire to a future where that 19% becomes 100%, and companies feel confident in their ability to recover from a ransomware attack without having to pay the ransom. So next slide, please. So when we talked about our new ransomware recovery warranty, one of the things that I was the most excited about with our warranty was that it was an opportunity to really highlight the people and all the best practices that we share with our customers here at Veeam around ransomware protection and ransomware recovery. You all very well know it takes a village to prepare and to recover from something like a ransomware attack, given how sophisticated it is. And Veeam has an amazing team there for our customers, our partners, to help every step of the way, from design, implementation, to best practices, as well as remediation. We even have a ransomware SWAT team as a part of our customer support group that helps customers walk through the recovery process in the event of a ransomware attack. So next slide, please. So this is what we announced a couple weeks ago on February 14th as part of the V12 launch. We are announcing a new ransomware recovery warranty. We know that ransomware warranties are becoming something of a topic in the industry. It's something that customers are asking for. We also know that these warranties are not a silver bullet to solve your ransomware problem. They are part of an integrated strategy, and the best warranty is one that never needs to be used. So if you go to the next slide, we have incorporated into our warranty a number of offerings to ensure that customers are prepared and can recover from a ransomware attack. If you could advance to the next slide. So the ransomware warranty includes things to help you prepare for a ransomware attack, including advanced onboarding support, quarterly health checks, and we're also leveraging our VASP network of partners for design and installation services when customers need them. When a ransomware attack happens, we have powerful response resources as a part of the warranty, including 30-minute first level response SLAs, a dedicated support account manager, and as I referenced earlier, access to our ransomware SWAT team. And then in the event of a ransomware attack, when all of these processes still are not successful in creating a full data recovery, Veeam will provide up to $5 million of reimbursement for data recovery expense. So we designed this warranty to be very holistic, including not just recovery on the back end, but also a lot of preventative and front-loaded services and expertise to help customers prepare. Next slide, please. Okay, so here is the big question: who is eligible for the ransomware warranty? So there's a couple criteria, and as you could see from these eligibility requirements, the warranty is really designed for our high spend enterprise grade customers. So customers who are eligible for the warranty must have purchased the new Veeam Data Platform Premium Edition, including backup and replication, monitoring with Veeam 1, and then orchestration with Veeam Recovery Orchestrator. They also must purchase a minimum of $200,000 in Veeam spend per year and a 3-year commitment, and that's in US dollars, as well as premier support for the full 3-year term. Now, something to note here is that the warranty can be a great conversation starter even if customers are not eligible in terms of spend or size for the warranty. Because if a customer is interested in a warranty, chances are they are concerned about ransomware. And besides the ransomware warranty, we have powerful ransomware recovery and prevention capabilities within Veeam. So use the warranty to kind of quickly pivot the conversation to what Veeam has to offer with ransomware protection and recovery if your customer is not eligible. Next slide, please. So I wanted to include this because it's a great quote from one of our analysts who covered the V12 launch, and I think it really nails the intent of what we were trying to go for with the warranty. While ransomware warranties should not be considered a fail-safe, I believe Veeam's warranty offering will enable the company to start nurture conversations with customers and prospects. It will encourage better adherence to policies and the implementation of technologies that improve cyber resiliency, and it could ultimately directly help customers minimize data loss and downtime following a ransomware attack. So, long story short, the warranty helps us start these conversations with our customers around why ransomware protection and recovery is such an important topic, and whether they ultimately end up purchasing the warranty or not, we have so much value to provide to our customers around this topic with best practices and implementation of Veeam solutions. Next slide, please. So here's a little bit of information about pricing for both the 3 editions of the Veeam data platform, as well as the premium edition plus ransomware warranty. April 1st, the price books will be updated to reflect, so you'll see this go into effect on April 1st. Next slide, please. So just in case you're wondering, we have prepared a competitive comparison. We know that some of our competitors out there also have warranties. We have this information available on ProPartner if you want to take a look. But as you can see from here, our warranty is very competitive with others in terms of what they're offering. So this is a really handy reference. Again, you could get this information on ProPartner if you're interested in how our warranty compares with our competitors. Next slide, please. So I mentioned this earlier, but we are offering quarterly health checks as part of the ransomware warranty. So this is a quarterly health check that's conducted from our client success team. And we have an extensive 95-point security checklist that we go through with our customers, as well as a security best practices document. These resources, also available on ProPartner portal, are really great best practices and resources for you as a partner as well. So these resources are free for you to use and leverage in your conversations with customers as well, in terms of what best practices they should be adopting. So highly encourage everyone to go and check those out on ProPartner. This is some information about advanced onboarding support and some of what we offer here. And if you go to the next slide. Here's the resources that I mentioned earlier to go check out our security checklist and security best practices document that's available on ProPartner. Next slide. Finally, just a really quick mention. I referenced this earlier, but we are partnering with our Veeam accredited service partners to offer design and implementation services. If you speak with customers and there are gaps in their security and ransomware protection recovery plans, we are encouraging everyone to leverage our VASPs to help fill those gaps. And here's some information about what the VASP partners can offer. And I think that is it for me, and I can hand it over to Laura to talk about the competency program. Laura?
Yep, actually it's going to be me. So back to Amanda, and I just want to apologize for the lag that we're experiencing, guys. Hopefully it gets better, but yeah, so I am going to talk about a brand new competency program that we have introduced just this year with our resellers. It is our reseller competency program. The one that I'm going to talk about today is specific to ransomware. So like I said, we just released it this year, and we released it with 4 different competency categories. So as you can see on your screen, the first one is ransomware and disaster recovery. The second is public cloud protection. And then we have Microsoft 365 protection. And then for you partners who have a Kubernetes business or work with our Kasten line of business, we do have a container protection competency category as well. Now, VCSP partners, we did not forget about you. As you can see on the screen, here are all the badges that you guys have available. I believe it was at the beginning of last year that we released your competency program. And there are 2 groups for you. You have your reseller ready competency program and then your customer ready competency program. For sake of this presentation, I'm not going to cover these. Laura may touch on them a little bit in just a few minutes, but right now I'm going to cover the ransomware and disaster recovery competency program. So when you think of a competency program, just in general, there are 3 key areas that we think adds value to your company. And the first one is credibility. So expertise results in credibility. And when you meet the Veeam standard, that also means you're Veeam approved. And so when you're Veeam approved, that actually solidifies your reputation in the market. And when your reputation is solidified in the market, that means that you have a confident sales team. But not only that, you also have a confident customer base. They're confident in you as a partner. They're confident in how you can protect them and guide them and ultimately be their advisor. And then with that, in just a few minutes, I'm going to talk about all the benefits that we have of being a competent partner with Veeam. And all of those benefits lead to greater visibility for you. And when you have credibility and you have visibility, you are ultimately going to have leads, and those leads result in success. And so credibility. So what does that mean to become a credible partner in ransomware and disaster recovery? So in Veeam IQ, you guys are familiar with VMSP and VMTSP courses. So one is a sales certification, one is a technical sales certification. And this year we introduced VMSP and VMTSP specialty certifications. And so these specialty certifications are available for ransomware and disaster recovery, and both of them explore the current ransomware challenges that your customers are facing. And they also discuss key areas to consider when planning data protection against ransomware. And then they outline the dynamics for a good ransomware response and what your customers should consider when they're making orchestrated recovery fast. And so that's just a high level of what you would get by taking those trainings. Obviously, one's a little more technical than the other. But again, you would have that credibility and expertise when it comes to Veeam in ransomware and disaster recovery. Okay, and that's everything that can give you the expertise and knowledge you need to be competent in ransomware and disaster recovery. And then going next, visibility. Earlier I talked about all the different benefits that you will have by becoming a competent Veeam Pro partner in ransomware and disaster recovery, and all of them lead to visibility. One of them is prominent placement in our partner directory. So if you've ever visited our partner directory on Veeam.com, there's so many different partners there, and it's so easy to get lost in the mix, especially when you think of the vast amount of Veeam Pro partners that we have. But becoming a competent partner actually gives you a competitive advantage because you are going to have that prominent placing in the partner directory. And not only that, you will have sales team awareness. So with our internal sales teams, with Veeam sales guys. And so if they are working an opportunity that a partner is not attached to yet, and they need a partner that just so happens to be an expert in ransomware protection, they're going to look at our list of partners who are ransomware and disaster recovery competent and choose from one of those partners. So again, it gives you a competitive advantage. And then if you see on the screen to the left, you see that badge. That badge would then become yours for your company to use for social media, for requests for proposals, for websites, and any other marketing material that you need. Again, this badge will set you apart from the competition so that your customers know that when it comes to ransomware and disaster recovery, when selecting you as a partner, they will be protected. And then also you'll have the opportunity to be highlighted in partner success stories that we'll be doing very soon. And then in addition to that, you're going to get leads. So like I said earlier, when it comes to credibility and it comes to visibility, leads is just going to follow. And so you're going to have more opportunities, you're going to have increased sales, and then all of this will lead to a stronger customer loyalty. So now let's look at some of the requirements. So just like any competency program, we do have some requirements for you to meet with this program. Now, of these programs, you can, or of these requirements, you can see that we split them up into two different sections, if you will. The one on the left are go-to-market requirements, and then the section on the right is training and certification requirements. So with the go-to-market requirements, first off, you do have to be a silver and above partner to qualify for this. But in addition to that, we want to see that you have a ransomware business already in place. So you already have ransomware expertise, just general industry knowledge of ransomware. We want to see that you have specialized collateral, and then also budget. Do you guys have a budget set aside for lead generation when it comes to ransomware and disaster recovery? Actually, a part of the application process, we do have an upload area where you can upload your collateral so that we can see, what are some of the collaterals, what are some of the marketing materials that you already have around ransomware. And then on the right side, when it comes to training and certification, there are three key areas that we want you to be trained and certified in. The first two I've already mentioned earlier, but on staff, you will need 2 ransomware and disaster recovery VMSP certifications. So 2 folks within your organization that is certified in that. And then 2 ransomware and disaster recovery VMTSP certifications. And then you'll also need 2 Veeam technical certifications on staff too, and that could either be a VMCE or a VMCA. So how do you get started with this? Applications are actually open, and you can get started by applying on the Pro Partner Portal. I would have put some fancy QR code so you guys could scan it right now and go apply, but unfortunately with portal links, that doesn't always work just because of the login. It kind of stops it at the login screen. But they are open. Once we send the slides out, you'll be able to have access to the link. We can also post the link in the Q&A panel over to the side of the screen. And so with that, I'm going to pass this off to Laura, and she is going to talk about BAS and DRAS.
Thanks, Amanda. Hi, everyone. Laura Maniscalco. And I'm going to share with you today about our backup as a service and DR as a service offering at Veeam, and how you can leverage BAS and DRAS as part of your data protection strategy, especially when it comes to ransomware. Veeam partners can help address a market need with as-a-service offerings, including protecting and recovering from ransomware. According to our latest data protection trends report, 81% of organizations stated that they were planning to leverage BAS or DRAS in the next 2 years. But Baz and Draz with Veeam is a little different. We leverage our global partner community to deliver the Veeam data platform via the as a service model. So Veeam powered backup and disaster recovery as a service. It's designed to reduce the complexity, time, and resources it takes customers to secure their data by connecting them with the Veeam partner. So on screen here, you'll see the most common use cases and scenarios in which our customers leverage Veeam-powered Baz and Draz, whether it's protecting their Microsoft 365 or public cloud data, whether that's AWS or Azure, their on-premise data if they're looking to expand their data protection strategy and meet the 3-2-1 rule by sending backups offsite, or even a Draz offering with replication in full or partial site failover and failback. Next slide, please. So what does this mean for Veeam partners and how can you benefit from this? With Veeam, you can easily scale your services by partnering or hosting cloud-based as a service offerings. This enables you to create new revenue streams and increase your addressable markets. And with the Veeam program, we offer flexibility in your route to market. So you can build and host your own service offering as a service provider, part of our Veeam Cloud and Service Provider program, or you can purchase one through a competency partner in a referral, resale, or white label offering. And on the next slide, we're going to talk a little bit more into detail around the reseller ready competencies that Amanda mentioned earlier. So if you're curious about what does buying a Baz or Draz offering look like through a VCSP partner, we have these badges and solutions ready for you to consume and deliver those same outcomes that your customer needs. So this competency certifies that a VCSP partner is ready to engage with a reseller to enable both companies to grow their business. On our directory today, you can find partners that specialize in Baz for Microsoft 365, offsite backup, managed or MSP backup, Draz, and our newest offering that we just announced, Baz for AWS and Microsoft Azure. The directory is located on Pro Partner Portal for you to access today, so you can see what partners have which badges and in which location. So now that we've covered the partner opportunity with Baz and Draz, what does this mean with the threat of ransomware? These solutions are built on the Veeam data platform. The same elements and features in a traditional setup can also be incorporated into your Baz and Draz offering, like immutability, to lead to the same business outcomes that your customers need. We even have features like insider protection that are specific to service providers, which protect their tenant backups and the unique multi-tenant relationships that they have with customers. So to learn more about incorporating these elements into a Baz and Draz offering, I encourage you to download our latest ebook from the Ransomware Solutions page on the Pro Partner Portal, or it's also linked in the slide deck, which you'll receive after the presentation. And with that, I'm going to pass it back to Amanda, who's going to talk more about some partner resources.
Thank you so much, Laura. Yeah, so we have tons of partner resources that were just recently created. So these are brand new resources for you as a partner. It's to help sell Veeam Data Platform, to help you understand the ransomware recovery warranty a little better. And all of those are available on the Pro Partner Portal. So as you can see on my screen, this is a screenshot of our Launch Resource Center. It's a little dated. You can see a lot of coming soon flags. All of those are available right now. But what the Launch Resource Center is it is a place on the portal that has everything you need about upcoming launches. So anything that is upcoming or just recently launched, you'll find tools and resources there. This will be resources to help you learn more about the launch, help you understand key features, the opportunity with some of the key features, but also some of that through partner marketing stuff too. How can you market it to your customers? So all of that is available on the Launch Resource Center. And then also we have our toolkits. So these are for all of our products. So regardless of when they launch, again, they have tools and resources. So they have two resources, so anything that would help you learn about the product, but then also anything that would help you go to market with the product too. And then for you VCSP partners out there, we have a BAS and DRAS section with anything related to BAS and DRAS regarding that particular product on the toolkit that is available on the portal. All right. And then we also have some ransomware resources. So Misha talked about some of the ransomware recovery warranty stuff that we have available. All of that stuff is available on the portal. We have a specific FAQ for Veeam Data Platform, but also for specific to the ransomware recovery warranty. I mean, these get into very detailed questions. Anything that you might want to know about Veeam Data Platform or the ransomware recovery warranty, I encourage you to go check that out. Again, it's available on the portal. But then we also have a scenario card. I know many of you are familiar with the scenario cards that we create. They have a scenario card, key selling points, things like that. We have one specific to the ransomware recovery warranty available on the portal today. And then regarding ransomware, we have an entire page full of resources and content and data just for you to understand ransomware, help you understand the industry, things like that. So I encourage you to go out and check that out on the Pro Partner portal as well. And so with that, that is all that we had today. If there were any questions that you have not asked in the panel over to your right, I encourage you to go and ask them now. We'll be on for a few minutes just answering questions. But if you come up with a question tomorrow or even the next day or whenever, your channel manager is always available to help you and support you. That is what we are here for. So go on out and reach out to them and ask them any questions that you may have. Thank you so much for joining us today.